That's my marking method for length. Get off the stand here. At the recent high winds that came through with that hurricane, nearby properties had a couple cherry trees blow down, so a couple of them weren't in good shape anyway. But that one that's with no bark on it there, that's still solid. Got a lot of good wood in that one. Now that one right here, I think that might have been home to something. That's about a 4-inch diameter hole hollowed out in there. That log doesn't look too good. Anyway, I was cutting some up on my homemade wood stand here, wood rack, log rack. This is a simple model designed by me. So if you want to see the Cadillac version, go to One Eyed Customs. This is the Yugo model. Works good for me. I cut everything to length, I measure it, and I do stack them before I split them. These are all about 19-inch because there's a house nearby that buys a couple of cords a year, summer rental, and that fits their fireplace. But everything else I cut is 16-inch. And this leads me into my next topic, which has been a hot topic on the internet lately on the YouTubers with the firewood. Stacking or loosely thrown in a pile. I think it's just personal preference. What dries better? I hear good arguments on both sides. Frickin' Jeep John, he showed his experiment. Made perfect sense to me. Back 40, he showed an experiment. Made sense to me. All I know is that I stack. I've always stacked. It's neater. I like a neat wood yard, and I know exactly what I have. I don't look at it and say, "Well, there's about a third of a cord in that pile." If you can do that and you're perfectly accurate, well, you're quite a person to me. I know that where you see the end to that end where I cross stack them, including those cross stacks, that's 16 feet. And they're 16 inches. So I know there's 2/3 of a cord in every section. So, you know, I don't sell. I used to sell more firewood, but I don't sell much anymore. But when you just throw it in a truck or whatever, and yeah, that's about a third of a cord. I make sure they get a third plus some. Well, that's your business, but you know, if I go to the grocery store, I get a gallon of milk. It's not about a gallon. I want a gallon. Dozen eggs. I don't want about a dozen. I want a dozen. I don't want 14. Of course, you can't afford to buy eggs anymore anyway. Anyway, I stack everything, and I used to stack a couple rows next to each other, and now I only do one row. I do think if you start stacking rows next to each other, you're gonna stop the airflow quite a bit. But like I said in the beginning, my main reason is to keep things neat, orderly. I keep a shovel, a rake, a pitchfork. I try to keep all the bark, sawdust. I clean that up once in a while when I'm working. So that's probably my main reason. I like to keep things neat. Anyway, like frickin' Jeep says, John, whatever you want to do. The important thing is get it dry. So stack it, throw it, do whatever you want. Just thought I'd do a quick little video on that. I get back to cutting here. I get a good enough pile here. I get these cut up. We'll pull out the 17 VS Wolf Ridge. By the way, I still like it. I missed my lickety log splitters, but I still have one, the single speed. And although this Wolf Ridge only does, let me go up here, it has a 20-inch stroke, I knew that's all I was going to need. I mean, if you need, they make a 24-inch, if you need that, go for it. But for me, my current wood stove, I can burn up to 25-inch. So I always cut everything. I kind of eyeballed it to be around 22, 23. But I knew I was going to step up to a more modern. I'm burning a wood stove that's the 70s technology. Very dirty, not efficient. I knew I was going to step up to something new. Less creosote, longer burning. And so this 17 VS with the 20-inch stroke was fine for me. I talked about it before that I was at Boonville a couple years ago. And there I have a couple of totes. Anyway, stay on track here. I tried the Easton made, not the Ultra, the Axis. I liked it. I come home and place my deposit. I talked about this in another video. And then Wolf Ridge come out with their 17 VS, and I never talked about the cost. I said it was cheaper, but I can talk about it. Why not? The Axis was $13,000. Shipping was going to be $1,500. I see he has gotten new shipping rates now. I think $500 was what he said for anywhere in the continental United States. Anyway, I came home and put a deposit on it. I think it was $500. So the $13,000 plus shipping, plus electric start, brought the total of $14,850. That's what I was going to have into that. Thought about it for a few weeks after Wolf Ridge come out with theirs, and at the time, I know they've changed since then, it was $99.95 for the 17 VS, Honda engine, electric start. Shipping was $1,000. So I had to make a decision: $11,000 total for the Wolf Ridge, or $14,800 for the Axis. And fortunately, I could have done either one, but with the differences, I just couldn't. I just thought $3,850 was quite a difference. You know, if it was $1,000 or $1,500, somewhere around there difference, I probably would have stuck with the Axis just because I had my order in. But I think I ordered it in September. It wasn't long after the Boonville show, and I think the estimate was April of the following year. And when Wolf Ridge come out with their 17 VS, I had it in February. I think I got it on Valentine's Day, delivered to my door. So that's why I went with Wolf Ridge, and I'm very happy. I would have been happy with either one, but I'm really happy with this splitter. Standing up after bending over for 40 some years on a lickety log splitter. Don't get me wrong, they're still good splitters. And Follow John on frickin' Jeep, he's got 2 MK348s. They both look really good condition. They operate correctly. Might need a few tweaks here and there, but he'll figure it out, and that'll be some interesting content on his channel. Check him out. I did make some diagrams of how a lickety log splitter, the 2-speed worked, the shifting and all that. I drew something up probably 15 years ago in Microsoft Publisher, and those files I can't open anymore. But fortunately, my wife knew somebody that had access to that program and was able to print them out, and I look at it now and go, boy, I must have spent a lot of time on those drawings. But it shows all the flow of the oil, how the adjustable orifice works. I think that's misunderstood by some people that pick up a splitter and they don't know exactly what it's for or how to adjust it. but it is very important for the shifting process. More importantly, when it returns to the fast speed. Anyway, getting a little long here, I just wanted to talk about the drying of the firewood. The single row stacked up. Fortunately, I have the space. It's wide open here. I get full sun, which is pretty important, I think, for drying, as well as the wind. But I'll continue to stack. If you want to throw it in a pile, go for it. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.